Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Reynolds, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 153. Joining me, as always, Daniel Neverly.
What's up, Connor? What's up, gamers?
What's up, Daniel? How you doing?
I'm alright. I'm alright. A little tired.
A little tired.
Trying to, yeah, a little tie. Trying to, play as many games as I can.
Take a nap. I'll just do the show. You can just sleep in the chair right
I
there.
don't
You gotta
take
be
naps.
on camera though. You can take naps though.
No, it ruins
Not a napper.
my bad sleep schedule. It ruins it more if I were to take a
fucks it
nap.
up way more.
Yeah, I can't take a nap.
I hate that when you get in that schedule and it's like you're sleeping like 6 hours when you're supposed to be sleeping, and then you're like taking a nap at some point, and it's just like gross.
It messes it up.
Yeah, man. Daniel, I wanted to go over our fantasy critic a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's go.
The people won't be able to see this, but
That's okay. Okay. We can visual.
Visual,
We will paint the picture for them. Yeah.
Do it with your mind, people. Do it with your mind. Nonetheless, last year's is over. I won. Thank you, everyone. You can clap.
Is this why you want to do it? Because
I just wanted to pat myself on the back. Really, that's it.
What about the previous year?
what previous year?
Yeah,
There was a previous year. What are you talking about? That was a
It was a tight race.
It
was a tight race this year until like
tight.
a few. You had a few pickups. I'm sorry, I guess it would be technically last year, but you had a few pickups that really kind of put you over the edge.
Yeah.
And then you really got ahead of me. But it was a really tight race for a long time.
Yeah, the moves throughout the year helped me out. Neon White, Immortality, like Last of Us remake. I'm looking at it, like that was a big one. Return to Monkey Island.
Yeah, you had some good pickups right at the end of the year.
Yeah. But this year, Daniel, this year's looking tough.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people in our. How many people we got in here?
I think we have 7 people in our league.
Okay, we have 7.
I think we also had 7 last year.
Did we?
Yeah.
I thought we had
Tucker,
1 extra this year. Oh yeah,
no, because Tucker but Tucker also didn't really participate too much. It seems like everyone's going to participate this year, so it's going to be even more games that we need to pick up.
We'll see. Because last year, what ended up happening was it just ended up being a race between me and you. Like everyone pays attention in like January.
No,
right?
Sloan did his whole thing.
Sure. But
he was getting used to playing it. Now I think it's
a little bit. But then, who shout out to Sims got a massive 23 points last year. What the fuck? We'd let that guy on this show. Just let that sink in. 23. It's like, were you trying to do that bad? You know what I mean? But whatever.
God of War got me 20-something points.
One game that did more than that. Come on, Sims. Get your shit together. Just tiny hands. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, this year, so you were the first. You of course picked up Legend of Zelda:
the first draft.
Tears of the Kingdom. Smart move.
Yeah, I think it's. I think that game.
I feel like that's the guaranteed 90. You know what I mean? I would say that. And Forza are guaranteed.
We can kind of. Yeah, see, that's also my second pick. I think if we can unveil just a little bit of like what are going to be the highest reviewed games this year.
Sure.
Now that we did the draft already, I can kind of tell you. So I think the 3 highest reviewed games that are going to be this year. I'll do 4. The top 4, and I think I have. I'll do top 5, and I think I have 3 of the 5. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Putting yourself up there.
If you look at my top 3, I think those are gonna be 3 of the highest reviewed games this year, and the other 2 that I don't have, Resident Evil 4 remake, Diablo 4. I think those are the next.
Do Diablos review that highly? I guess I don't know what those are. Are they? Yeah.
Always. Diablo 3 is, that game had a weird launch. It was like that auction house was really weird. It had like that bug on PC that was kind of, people hard to play, but that game reviewed extremely well. And Diablo 4 is going to review extremely well. But the other one that I have on there, my number 3, Hollow Knight Silksong.
Yeah.
The game's going to be massive. I think that game's going to review better than the first game.
What's the first one at?
I think it's at a 90.
At 90? Okay. Yeah. You probably will get pretty high on that one too.
Yeah, and you're right. I think Forza, that's probably they always hit.
Yeah, those are always really highly rated. And then what else do you got? You got Sea of Stars on here, which that's the prequel to the Messenger, right?
Yes, that's the
one.
Messenger.
Yeah, so that'll probably be pretty high.
I think so.
And then you went Company of Heroes 3, which I'm not familiar with.
It's a strategy game, but with like modern like military or kind of World War II-ish military stuff.
Okay.
It's a pretty popular series.
And then you went Assassin's Creed Mirage. I think it's your riskiest pick.
It definitely is the riskiest one.
Yeah.
I kind of looked at what Assassin's Creed generally do, and I think they review slightly higher than I think people think that they do.
Or are they like mid-80s?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
mid to low 80s, and I think people would assume it's a little lower than that. So I'm like, I think this game, because it's going to be different than, we'll talk about Ubisoft here in a minute, but I think this game is going to be different than the typical open world because this is going to be a little closer to what we want for Assassin's Creed. So I think this will review pretty well.
Yeah, I think that combat's just gonna have to be like really tight, really on point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then your last one was Homeworld 3, which I'm also not familiar with.
Yeah, it's a like a space strategy game.
Okay. Okay. Good team put together thus far.
Yeah, I
think
think
that
it was
Zelda
pretty
pick
solid.
put you over the end.
Yeah.
Someone said
I
the
think
champ
Zelda
should have got the pick first, but that's just so.
It's random. I do random every year.
I just wanted Tears of the Kingdom. That's it. That's it.
Okay, I think everyone did.
Any worries with Tears of the Kingdom?
No.
No. Okay.
Absolutely not.
No. I think the only worry is the Switch holding it back, right?
Did that hold Xenoblade back from reviewing very well?
Sure, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it did.
Yeah.
It holds some things back. I am worried for like myself, for playing it maybe a little bit, but for reviews, no.
Yeah.
Every Zelda's in the 90s.
Yeah,
so.
I think Skyward Sword's at like a 91, so whatever.
Every mainline Zelda.
That fucking Nintendo bump because that game sucks. All right,
No,
that game's awful. That game is pure bad. Did you play it?
I have it.
Don't tell me that.
It's not that bad.
The Nick was up next. He got some good ones. He got Resident Evil 4.
Oh, did you want to do my counter picks real quick?
Oh yeah, your counter picks were Thirsty Suitors and then Planet of Lana, which was one of mine. We'll get into.
Mm-hmm.
Thirsty Suitors, I think you're risking it there.
I don't know. I counterpicked. See, what was tough was that there were so many good games this year, and I'm like, my thought process behind counterpicking, we're kind of, behind the curtains, is I'm gonna take a risk with counterpicking. I'm Mr. Indie. I love playing my indie games. I play them all the time, but I'm gonna go for the counterpick the indie because it's a little more risky.
Indie, that's what they call you.
Yeah, Mr. Indie.
Thirsty Suitors, though, I could see that being the neon white for Annapurna this year.
I don't know though.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be that high, right? But like, that game looks very good to me, and I played.
It does look good.
It was very fun, but I
mean,
I don't know.
There wasn't much to counterpick.
Yeah, no, counterpicks were very tough this year. For people that don't know, counterpicks are picks that you pick from the other teams. You got to pick one game from the other team, and that locks it into their team, and that'll give you minus points if it gets anything above a 70, and then plus points if it gets anything below a 70.
Yeah.
And then Planet of Lana, I'll get into why I picked that, but it could be a risk. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, I had to pick something,
Sure, yeah.
I'm excited for both those games, to be honest. It's not like I'm not counterpicking maliciously.
No, you hate them. You can't play them now.
Despise them.
Locked it in. You can't play them.
Nope. Absolutely.
You have to.
I don't want to play them. Why would I want to play them?
Why would you?
Trash.
Why would you? Nick's picks. We'll just go over them real quick. Resident Evil 4 remake. Very good. Feel like it's another 9-year bug, probably.
I think Nick, that was a solid second choice there.
Yeah, that would have been my first pick if he had not taken it already. And that Armor Core, probably pretty solid. The only question with that is if it comes out this year. Yes,
I think it's a very good pick. It's just the fact that is Armor Core actually releasing.
Yeah,
I mean, they're saying it is, and this is the second From team, so they've been working on something since Sekiro. Like, that's a few years, and they pump games out relatively quickly. I
wouldn't be surprised either way, right? If it comes out and if it gets delayed, right? So it's just kind of one of those.
From generally doesn't delay.
Yeah.
They did with Elden Ring, but it was only like a month. But yeah, they generally don't delay. So if they're saying this year, I would assume so.
And then he picked up Replaced, which looks very good. I think that's a solid choice. Probably get some points on the board there. Again, will it come out though? With the whole Ukraine situation going on.
It could also just be it looked cool, but not really hit.
Sure, yeah. There's a lot of those, right? Learned last year, honestly. There's a lot of those, yeah. And then
Trek to Yomi, it really hurt me.
Yeah. Somerville, someone picked up. That ended up being a bad choice, stuff like that. And then he got Thirsty Suitors. Then he got Tekken 8. Tekken 8, I feel like that's also one. Might not come out.
I think it'll release. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Then he picked that Bayonetta Origins game, which I counter-picked that one. Because I don't think that game looks very good. But I don't know.
Like the art style.
Could pick. And then he picked up Skull and Bones, which is just where Nick dropped the fucking ball. But
he dropped the ball there.
And I like how I think we locked Nick into more picks than anyone else, which might be a little bullying on the Nerd God's part.
I think
but whatever.
I think Chris has more.
Does he? Okay, we'll get
I
to
think
that
Chris
in a
has
second.
actually more. Yeah,
Yeah, then his counter picks for Assassin's Creed Mirage, and then Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
I think
The
those are bad
Wolong
counterpicks.
pick. The Wolong pick's a bad one.
Yeah, I think that's a really he's gonna get hurt.
It's his first time playing, to be fair.
It is.
So yeah, he's a no
He
too
seems to
much.
be he understands the game, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, he
He just
definitely
needs-
pays attention to video games, so he should
Yeah.
he'll be all right. We'll see how he plays out throughout the year. Then my picks. My first pick was Final Fantasy 16. Got a strong
Solid.
feeling about that one. I feel like all the previews and trailers are so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we're looking at. I'm not gonna say guaranteed 90, but I think high.
88.
Yeah, 88,
87,
right around there.
88.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking. Then my second pick, because it was still available, was Starfield.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
I
I'm
wasn't
surprised it
worried when
went
I picked up
that far
Starfield,
down.
but I'm listening to all these podcasts go over their fantasy critics, and everyone's just shitting on Starfield. Everyone's like,
You know
"You're
what it
crazy for
is?
picking Starfield." I'm like, you people have no respect. You have no faith in Todd Howard. Like, you
No,
guys
no,
have. What is wrong with you people? Like,
I'm gonna tell you what it is,
What is it?
and it's a problem that I have overall with the media industry for video games. Is the I don't know the right words to put it, but there is a slant and a slight that everyone does to Xbox all the time with any Xbox thing, and it like people just it seems like it's always it's an Xbox game, and it always seems to just kind of like get kind of tossed aside, and people praise like Nintendo and Sony way more. So anything, it always seems that way.
You
And
don't
it's
think
just-
they'd be getting this if, say, the Xbox purchase never happened? You don't think Starfield would be getting that slant?
not as heavy, I would say.
I feel like I feel like Starfield. It's because of Cyberpunk.
That's entirely possible too. Yeah, Cyberpunk definitely changed
the
way.
last sci-fi giant first-person RPG. Coming out very buggy, even though that game was fucking great. But and they gave it a 91 on fucking OpenCritic, so it's like, all right, guys, whatever. But yeah, I think a lot of it comes from Starfield. I think a lot of people think it's gonna come out buggy, and I think like a lot of Bethesda games already are. And surely
New
there's
engine
gonna,
though.
Yeah, there's gonna be bugs. I mean, there's
It's a new
100%.
engine.
Like, I'm not doubting there's gonna be bugs. I just think we're all gonna look past that. Like, this is a team that has made high 90 games before, multiple high 90 games before. They have 3 with Fallout 3, Oblivion, and Skyrim. You know what I mean?
I think Fallout 4 is
Fallout 4 is at like
I think it's
85 or whatever, something
85.
like that.
Yeah.
85.
Like people
I mean,
are
that's still
kind of
great.
mixed-ish on that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like that game reviewed well.
I don't like the revisionist history we do with Fallout 4. Like, people
No,
act like
I
that's
don't
like a
like-
bad game, and I'm like,
I
what
tell
are
you-
you guys talking about? We all loved that game when it came out.
Yeah, I tell you this all the time. There is way too much revisionist history with reviews because
Yeah,
it
there
happens all the
definitely
time. It happened. The one I always bring up to you is Halo 4. It's Halo
Yeah.
4. When that game came out, everyone loved it,
Mm-hmm.
and now everyone hates it because whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But nonetheless, I mean, look, Starfield in my mind it will not get below an 80, and I think there's potential for it to be in the 90s. You know what I mean? Yeah. And,
New IP.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it hits there. My next pick was a risky one, Horizon Call of the Mountain. I feel like that game
Sure.
previewed really well, and people were talking very highly about it when they all came out of actually playing it. I don't know. Maybe it hits. Maybe it comes out, and it's like high 70s. I could see that. But I could also see this ending
Yeah.
up being like a high 80.
What I would say to you is that you probably could have just waited. I don't know if you needed to take that as your third
I
pick.
feel like someone would have taken it just because it's the Horizon name. And I wanted it on
Yeah,
there just
yeah.
for the risk of it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
there is a potential here where it's like, holy shit, this is the next big VR thing that changed the game for VR. You know what I mean? And if it is that, then it could be very high.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it is a pretty good pick. I just, like I said, I don't know if as your third pick, I think you might have been able to wait, but
With who's in our group, I feel like one of them might have taken it, but I don't know.
Sure.
And then my next pick was Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. I had this last year, and I still fucking want it. God damn it. You know what I mean?
pick it again.
I'm picking it again. I want it. It better fucking actually come out this year. It better. This game's just done. Nintendo's just got this on a shelf somewhere. They're like, yeah. It's done. It's ready to go.
Until Putin says something else, and then it's
Fucking
like, oh,
Putin. He's going to delay it. God damn it.
delay it again.
I swear to God, if it doesn't come out this year, I'm going to be very upset.
Nintendo secretly burnt all the copies of that.
Because both those games on Metacritic in the 90s for
Mhm.
reviews. So I'm like, okay, this could hit big.
A beloved series that I've never played.
Yeah, me neither. My next pick then was Hellblade 2. Risky one. Might not come out this year, but if it does, I'm
I think
betting
me
big.
were
I'm
pretty
betting big
confident
on
it
that
will
one.
be this year.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful. I think it could be. I think we'll talk about Xbox in a bit, but I think they're heading in the right direction this year. So I'm very hopeful that this actually lands this year. And if it does, I know the last one's at like an 84 or something on Open
Yeah, it's in
Critic.
the 80s.
I think this will be even higher. I think I'm getting high 80s here if this comes out.
Mid to high, yeah.
Yeah.
What I will say to kind of help you or kind of maybe give you some positivity is that Xbox generally with their releases like the fall. They love everything releasing in the fall.
Sure.
And they don't have anything in the fall right now.
No, yeah.
Like they, at least as of now, they have nothing in the fall. So I think Hellblade will probably be their fall game.
Yeah. And that last trailer looks so goddamn good. I just really hope they get it done this year and it comes out. And then my next pick was Mina the Howler, which I know you wanted. Took that one out.
Shovel Knight posters right there.
Yeah. I don't even plan on playing this game.
I know you're not. I wanted that game.
But yeah, I think this could be very high as well, right? Shovel Knight, I'm sure is very high. I don't know exactly what it is, but this, spiritual successor to the old Legend of Zelda games, the Shovel Knight team behind it, I think it'll be very high. Why not?
Yeah.
And then my last pick was Planet Alana. Bit of a risk, it could be one of those like Somerville situations where it ends up not landing quite well, but it also could land very high. You know what I mean? Like this, I have no idea where this is gonna end up landing. But
yeah, it was not the game I thought you would take, but
just like the art style in this so goddamn much. I was just like, all right, let's take it.
It looks good. I want it to be good.
Yeah, give me like those Limbo Inside review score numbers. Could use that.
Where's Playdead? Where's Real Playdead?
Yeah, where's Playdead? Yeah, I thought about taking like Playdead's unannounced next game type thing.
Just do it.
Yeah, but it's probably not. Probably would have been announced if it's close.
Maybe this year. Maybe
I don't know. When was Inside? 2016? That was so long ago.
Yeah, it was 2016.
God damn. And then my counter picks were the Bayonetta Origins game. Talked about that a little bit, and then Dead Island 2, which I actually think looks quite good. So I'm a little bit worried about it.
I think that was as funny as like a meme as that game kind of is. Like I think that it looks pretty fun. It might just be a fun game to play.
Yeah, no, it looks very fun. But I still think there's a decent chance it just lands in like high 70s. Again, counter picks were very hard this year, but yeah, I'm hopeful that it sucks. Then Chris, who's been on the show before, his picks: Dead Space remake, Street Fighter 6, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Wild Hearts. Was this Grand Blue Fantasy Relink?
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't even know what that is.
There's like the Grand Blue fighting games, and then this is like a Grand Blue RPG.
Okay.
That supposed to release last year.
Okay. I think it has a date for February when I was looking.
Yeah, it's coming out early this year.
Yeah. Okay. And then you got Atomic Heart and Season 11 of the Future. This is a good list.
I think Chris overall is a pretty good list. And if you look, I think he has more counter picks than anyone, which is weird. Very interesting. I think he does have 4.
Yeah. It's because Nick fucking with Wolong.
I don't understand that counter pick.
Yeah, I don't either. But I mean, Dead Space remake, Street Fighter 6, Wolong, those are all guaranteed to be very high. I'd say.
Yeah.
And then
I'm surprised that he picked Dead Space first.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Street Fighter would have been a better first, but whatever. He got them both, so.
Yeah.
I could see Dead Space being very high, though. I know original was like high 80s, so.
It's previewing pretty well, so we'll see.
Yeah. And then his counter picks were Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the gamble of all gambles with counter picks.
Somebody was going to do it.
Yeah.
I told Sloan when he was picking it up, I'm like, somebody's going to do it. And it's either like you nailed it and that's a great counter pick, or it's going to hurt you pretty badly.
Yeah.
And Chris was like, I'm taking the risk. So I'm like,
he's actually got 2 that are on the fence of like, are they going to come out this year? Who knows?
What's his other one?
His second one is The Wolf Among Us 2. Which is like, don't know if that lands this year.
The first one reviewed pretty well.
It did, yeah.
Different. I mean, the team makeup's going to be different. We'll see if it hits. I hope this game's good. I love this the first season.
Is it the non-Telltale team making this?
This is new rebuilt Telltale now.
So don't they got to get through the Expanse game first?
Is that the one they're making? Yeah.
Or are they making a Star Trek one?
But they announced this game before that.
Sure, but we've like actually seen gameplay of the Expanse one.
Yeah, I think it's just the cinematic for Wolf Among Us.
Yeah,
maybe it'll actually be next year.
Yeah, I feel like the Telltale will only release one game this year, and that'll probably be the Expanse. That'd be my guess. Sure. So he might be spot on with these counter picks because he might have.
But wait a second.
Don't release.
But aren't they just assisting? didn't we talk about this? Aren't they just assisting with the Expanse? Isn't someone else actually
I
mostly
thought
developing
Deck
the game?
9 was assisting and
Oh, maybe
Telltale
it's that. Maybe it's the other way.
yeah.
Hmm.
A lot of weird shit
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how his works out. And then Natalie, Sim's better half. She got Hogwarts Legacy, Suicide Squad, Forspoken, Octopath Traveler 2, Pikmin 4, Alan Wake 2, and then The Wolf Among Us 2.
She took Alan Wake. I was hoping it would, because that was one of her last ones. I was hoping it would sneak back up and I can get it. And that's when I had to take Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I was hoping no one was gonna take it because Sam Lake of Remedy like was like on social media kind of like, this is our game this year. And like if
Sure.
Sam is confident, like I trust in Sam. So
yeah, after you said that, I was like, okay, lock that in for like October.
Yeah, lock that in.
Yeah.
This game's this year for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
she has a really good list.
Good. Yeah, I think Hogwarts will review quite well. Suicide Squad, we'll see.
I think it's going to review well. Is it going to review great? Is the question.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Rocksteady back to form? You know,
I think that story is going to be great. It's more of everything else around it.
Yeah, I don't know. We just gotta see gameplay of it. You know, like I need that. Just here's 15 minutes of the game type thing. You know,
do a mission.
Yeah. And then Forspoken's a risk. I think
that
is
the riskiest one she did.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that. I could see that low 70s. I could see that, mid 80s too.
My thing with that game too, like as much of a risk as we think it is a high budget game. That game has a lot of money into it, and when Square goes, it's beautiful. When Square goes high budget, it's usually pretty good.
But the writing's on the wall here. Like people did not like the demo, and it is not previewing well with media. You know.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. A lot of times those don't work out too well. There's once in a rare blue moon where it's like turns around when the game actually releases. But yeah, I don't know with that one.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll find out quick, right? We're gonna
very soon
next week. We'll find out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Octopath Traveler 2, very good pick, right? I think that's a solid above 80 at the
82
least.
Probably.
Yeah. Then Alan Wake 2 we talked about, Wolf Among Us 2 we talked about a little bit. So yeah, we'll see. Her counter picks were the Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart's a risky one, I think.
Yeah, I mean it could be one that's like, I mean, Atomic Heart looks really great, and then it's just okay.
Yeah,
but we don't know.
Moved on to Salone, your roommate. Marvel Spider-Man 2 was his first pick. Solid first pick, but like the Spider-Man games are only high 80s, right? I don't know if I would have gone for that first.
I mean, I think it's a really solid one. Like, what else would he
guaranteed 85, right? At least. You know?
I messaged him secretly, like Spider-Man 2 has not been picked yet. Just I didn't know if he was thinking it for when it was coming up this time. So I messaged him there, and he ended up taking it. So yeah.
Then he got Fire Emblem Engage, Like a Dragon Ancient. Then he doubled up on Like a Dragon. He got
both
the man with a race name. Yeah,
I wanted
it was a good call. Then he picked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
He did.
Again, risky. Don't know if it's gonna actually land this year. Then he got Metal Slug Tactics, and then A-Teller Riser 3, Alchemist of the End, and the Secret Key.
That was pretty good. You did pretty good pronouncing that one.
That's a great fucking
anime RPG.
I almost wanted to counter pick it just to have that long ass name on my list. You know, it's like a book. Jesus. His counter picks were AEW, Fight Forever, and Forspoken. Good counter picks.
The Forspoken one could be risky. I think the AEW.
Yeah, we did just talk about that. The AEW one for sure, though. I think that. No way that's above like an 80.
No, and what's gonna happen with that game is it's gonna review okay, and people are just gonna like that game. That's just what's gonna happen. Like I don't think that's gonna be a bad game at all. Yeah, it's not gonna be a bad game. It's just not going to review incredibly high.
And then the last picks for Sims: Diablo 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Redfall.
Real quick, I am shocked. None of you. I said that in the beginning. I am shocked. No one took Diablo 4 as their first game. That went all the way to Sims.
Yeah, I didn't. I wanted Final Fantasy because I think there's a chance that could be very high. So I don't know. I just let it go. I was kind of hoping that'd come back, but I don't know. He was smart. Picked Diablo first for sure. And then Jedi Survivor could be very high. I mean, I know the first one's not that high. I think it's like 82, something like that. But
it's in the 80s. I don't know about it. Is it that low? Is it 82?
I think it's that low. Yeah, 82, 83, something.
People don't have good taste.
That's another one where it's like you hear people talk about that and like that game might as well sucked, you know.
Yeah, people don't have good taste, you know.
Redfall, I think good pick. Should be
Arcane doesn't miss.
Yeah, that game's looking better and better the more I see of it. So I think that was a solid.
Also think people were really harsh on that game for no reason at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird... Well, because the way they were marketing it before... We'll get into this a little bit in our first news story. But the way they were marketing it before made it sound more like a Borderlands thing. Or like, closer to like a Left 4 Dead. Now they came out and they said that whole Far Cry thing. Or like,
yeah, I'm getting Far Cry Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who thought this game was Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking like a more... very focused co-op thing with like a I guess
linear
Borderlands is along that line, but yeah, I don't know, the way they were talking about it before made it sound different than what it is. Then when they came out and said the whole this is more Arcane's take on Far Cry than it is Left 4 Dead, then I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be into this, aren't I? Yeah. And then Liza P, very good pick. I think
that one's gonna be interesting. Most From Software kind of Soulsborne, indie Soulsborne games. Most like games like that, they don't review badly. There's just not a lot of them that review very highly. I think this might be one of the higher review ones.
I think this might be the year where one of them really kicks in, where it's really like, okay, FromSoft's got some competition now, and it could be
normally it's Nihon, and then I think the Surge 2 did pretty well.
Yeah.
This one,
I think it's a decent. The game looks beautiful, so
it looks great.
We'll see. Yeah. And then he got the Plucky Squire, which is a great pick.
Yeah, I was hoping that would slip for a while.
Yeah, it was a good pick. Then he got Dead Island 2 and then AEW Fight Forever. Which are two risky
ones.
That
was a pick for his heart. That's a pick for Sims' heart.
Yeah, definitely. His counter picks were Skull and Bones. He got it. Lucky him.
He got it.
We all wanted that counter pick.
As soon as Nick chose, we all were like, counter pick.
And then his last counter pick was Season, A Letter to the Future.
Which could be a good counter pick.
Yeah, could be a good counter pick. Could also be a good game. It comes out very soon, so we'll find out soon. Cool. Yeah, comes out January 31st, so we're getting there. Daniel, we will see how the year plays out. Now the real game begins. Let's see if the rest of these guys actually play this year, okay? Because they didn't come out to bat. I feel like maybe they just saw they were losing and they were like, "Fuck it, I'm not even paying attention now." But
Solon was one of the ones that did. He just got hit with a lot of like, weird pickups and delays and stuff like that. So, I'm coming for my crown. I'm taking my crown back. I want it.
Good luck, bud. Yeah, good luck, man. I'm gonna be making some savvy moves throughout the year. So
me and Link are gonna cut your head off and take that crown. So.
Yeah, you could. That is my scariest one. Is like, he's got like a guaranteed 90 there. The Legend of Zelda. Damn, bastard. We'll see though. We'll see.
Was it?
I'll be damned if anyone outside of the Nerdic Gods is gonna win. Though. You know what I mean? We can't let Nick win. Chris can't win.
In a way. I will give you hints so that you win.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you or Sims win, fine. Anyone else, okay, no, fuck you guys. Get out of here.
You have to take Sloan down,
Oh, we have to take Sloan down. Yeah, he's
knock him down a bit.
Yeah, he ain't winning. But Daniel, we'll now move on to the news. It's been another busy week in the world of video games.
It has.
Let's start off with Xbox here. After a slew of rumors, Microsoft has confirmed there will be a Xbox and Bethesda Developer Direct held on January 25th. They also confirmed that Starfield will begin a standalone showcase type thing sometime later. We don't know exactly when yet.
This format, I would assume. Right?
Yeah, something like that. I think that'll just be 30 minutes of Todd talking, Yeah. That'll be very
breaking
fun.
It down.
Yeah. I would like a date for that, or like just give me a month or something, like
finish this first, then do that.
Yeah. Even like during this, you could be like, hey, the Starfield thing's happening in February or whatever. That'd be cool. Yeah. Anything like that. But nonetheless, this developer direct will be focusing on Arcane with Redfall, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, and then a new expansion or something new from The Elder Scrolls Online.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be the main focus here. We're not entirely sure what the structure of this is gonna actually end up being, and that's kind of what I'm like most curious about. Like, are we getting other things besides those 4 games here? Or like, because I think it'd be really cool if they're like, here's the next Game Pass wave for the next 3 months or whatever. You know what I mean? Or here's something from our third parties, or here's a little indie game or something like that. I just don't know. Are they going for like a Nintendo Direct State of Play thing here, or is this more of like a very focused? Here are these games.
I would go and temper your expectations with what this is going to be. I think that what the format is probably going to be, Aaron Greenberg of Xbox's social is like marketing. He basically said less talking and more games. It was kind of someone was asking him a question, and he was basically that was kind of what he said. So I think that you're going to get probably some developer speak. It sounds like there's not really going to be much of like I don't know, Major Nelson up there hosting a show. I think it's going to be, we're going into Redfall. You get an Arcane Austin. They're going to sit there and maybe say a little bit what the mission is, maybe talk a little over some of that gameplay a little bit, but it's going to be showing you a mission or something. Like, I think that's what you're going to get here. I think you're just going to get raw footage with a little bit of other flair to it.
Cool. Then do we think dates for these things, right? Because these are
100%.
all things that are supposed to come out in the next 6 months. So we're thinking like, here's the developer talking over the game for a little bit, showing you more gameplay, date at the end.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
That's exactly what this is for. Dates.
Cool. Which is what Xbox needs, right? This is exactly what we're all talking about. I feel like Xbox, like, really this year is being very, like, heavily talked about, and it's kind of, everyone else is kind of, like, falling in the background right now because we're all just like, okay, cool, we need dates for all these Xbox games because they're all supposed to come out before June now.
If there are no dates out of those 4 games, this is going to be very disappointing.
Oh, for sure.
Especially if they're all coming out, right?
Yeah.
Like, they have to have a date for every single one.
There's no way.
There's no, that's why I said 100%, because if they don't have a date for any of these things, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see maybe like Redfall just doesn't get a date yet. Maybe they're like at the end, like, hey, we can't quite nail down a date right now. But then like Forza and Minecraft, you have to, right?
I think you have to with everything here.
Yeah.
I really do. Like Forza was supposed to be last year, right, as well?
Yeah. Yeah, that's typically a fall game, so it's very interesting that's coming out in spring, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sounds cool to me. Like, I'm down for that. I very much like that they laid out what this is going to be for all of us. I guess I was just theorizing of what else could be there, but, it does seem like they very much laid out, like, hey, it's just these 4 games. You're just getting gameplay for all that. And I like that. I like that they're telling us that. And then I think telling us that the Starfield one is coming, very smart idea. I guess a very obvious idea, but like that would have been like the thing. Like if this would have rolled past and they wouldn't have said anything about Starfield, like when and this ended and we didn't see Starfield, everyone would have been like, the internet would have been on fire. We all would have been like, what the fuck?
It's always on fire with Starfield, I guess.
Sure.
But, yeah, I think that you could get a surprise, like maybe Silksong shows up or something, right? Something that was at Xbox's conference last year. There could be a surprise or two, but I wouldn't go in expecting anything else other than these 4 games. Yeah,
one different thing that I'm noticing with Xbox this year is specifically with Game Pass is their third-party lineup is fire, but with it's always fire, but typically with indies. Now this year it's fire with AAA games. You know what I mean? Atomic Heart, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Liza P, and of course indies too. But it's
I would consider, Atomic Heart and Liza P a little more indie than anything else.
Sure, those are more like AA, AAA line, right around there. But still, those are bigger games than your typical AAA games, or than your typical indie games. Excuse me.
Yeah, for sure.
But and like I would kind of like a little. Hey, here's a little preview for those, real quick. Here's a Liza P date coming out in April or whatever the fuck, like something like that. That'd be cool because it's like they have a fire lineup in the first 6 months here with Game Pass alone.
I mean, next week is Persona 3 and 4.
That's huge. You could have even talked about that too, and then like. Yeah. If they want to like hint at some shit coming next in the fall or whatever, like, a big game coming to Game Pass in the fall, a big AAA game or big indie, whatever that's coming to Game Pass, that would be cool. Yeah, that might be more E3 type of thing, but I don't know, that'd be cool. I'm very curious to see the format here. And of course, they can change it over time, right? We've seen state of plays vary from horrible to good to great, all that. Nintendo Directs as well. We've seen that format change over the last 10 years. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see this. I'm very happy they're doing this.
Yeah, we've talked about it. This is exactly what we wanted them to do.
Exactly, and they have one here. They're calling it Developer Directs, and they can improve upon this from whatever it is and continue to do these, and that makes me excited.
You know what doesn't make me excited?
What's that?
The underscore in the name.
Not a fan of the underscore.
No, it's so bad. Why would you put an underscore in the official name?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so weird. It fits with their like thematic like logo. Basically, it's very kind of like texty and stuff. How their logo is. But it's just get the underscore out of here.
We didn't need that. Didn't need
Didn't
Should
need
I
it.
pronounce the underscore?
Yeah. Every
Okay.
time.
Sorry, Phil.
He's upset.
He's gonna say that in the thing. All right, cool. Well, January 25th. It's at like 2 p.m. my time, so I don't know what the other times are. Figure that out.
It's 3.
3 your time. Okay.
Yeah.
3 p.m. ET. So looking forward to it. Can't wait. Next up, then, in an interview with the Washington Post, Neil Druckmann says he's keen to focus less on cutscenes and traditional narrative going forward, and says he gets joy out of narratives that don't hold the player's hand. Unquote. He also said a couple other things.
Yeah, there's also real quick before you intercut there. I want to intercut with what he said a few weeks ago. If you remember this, like hubbub of just because the internet sucks, people talking about. There was an interview with someone saying about how Naughty Dog wanted to focus more on cinematics. Do you remember this? And people were losing their minds.
Were they?
One way or another, of people like loving cinematics and not liking cinematics and stuff. And then now getting, I guess because he's doing more the rounds now because of the show, The Last of Us show, he is saying that he really likes player agency and how you could tell stories through that way, and environmental storytelling, which Naughty Dog is good at, but maybe he wants to focus more on that. Yeah, I think he quoted Elden Ring.
Yeah, he specifically shouted out Elden Ring and Inside here for that.
Inside, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, 2 games I'm very interested to see what he means here exactly, because it's like they have always done environmental storytelling, right? Think of like Last of Us 1 with that whole sewer section where you learn about the little
Ishmael
community that lived there. Yeah, the Ishmael thing, all that, those are great. And then yeah, so I don't know. I'm interested because when you think of Naughty Dog and you think of their games, they are very much these are the playable movie games. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they've always been that, at least since Uncharted 1. So I don't know. I think proof will be in the pudding here. We'll have to like really see the game to understand what he means here.
Yeah, it definitely seems like we are swaying the other way right now. Everything's always on a pendulum, right? Like, more recently we've gotten just games becoming more cinematic and more cinematic and more cinematic, and it just seems like now we are going the other way. The pendulum is swinging to environmental storytelling and player agency and kind of letting you explore things your own pace, and not always take the controls away from you. But obviously it's never going to be 100% one way or the other. Like, we're still getting God of War and stuff, but I think we're going to see a lot more games try to lean more on the player and less just pure cutscenes.
Yeah, he even says here they'll never fully get rid of cutscenes and their traditional narrative storytelling. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be it's gonna be a while before we even see exactly what he's talking about here. He's clearly got something in mind, or whatever the next game he's working on. He's clearly thinking of that when he's making this quote. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's been interesting because Neil Druckmann's had to do the rounds here for like a couple weeks now, and I feel like everyone's talking about Naughty Dog, but like it's not necessarily he's going out there and promoting the game. He's promoting this TV show. So, and it just happens. They just happen to be asking him questions about games. So it's like it's just been a lot of Naughty Dog recently, but like nothing really that exciting because it's just for the TV show.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen my boy Troy Baker out there looking slick, looking dapper,
dude?
That hair,
that turtleneck, man.
Yeah, he had like a turtleneck with a blazer, and his hair is on point.
Speaking of, HBO's The Last of Us TV show reviews came out earlier this week. The show is currently sitting at 97% in Rotten Tomatoes. Those guys.
Yeah, as much as I'm not a big fan of Rotten Tomatoes, but
isn't it just it's just Metacritic?
No, that's what it should be.
What is
it? So it basically it is 97% of critics recommend the show.
Oh, okay.
That's really all it is. It is not. Exactly. It is not an aggregate review website like a Metacritic.
Gotcha.
Which already has.
Never really go on Rotten Tomatoes, so
you shouldn't. It's not great, but yeah, that's really the reviews have been pretty high. it seems like they're expanding on a lot of things. They're flushing a lot more things out that they can in a TV show. So it's coming out soon, right? Is
It's
it
this
next week or
Sunday.
this week? Oh, it's this Sunday.
Yeah,
Cool.
this
Cool.
Sunday, first episode draws. Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. That's what I like that they're talking about most here. Is it seems like they do expand on other stories that aren't in the game, and you get more of these characters. And then there's
Yeah.
some flashbacks, even I read with Joel and stuff like that, and that's really exciting to me. Because I know one of the major compliments and complaints has been with these reviews that it sticks so close to the game, and that like there's almost scene for scene shots that are from the game that are just
Good.
in this TV show now, which is a good thing, right? But
Yeah,
it could
that's
also
what
be
I want.
that's also a bad thing just for me, because it's like, okay, that's what I'm not excited for, is just seeing the story retold in TV.
We've played it.
Yeah, we've played it. I know the story. I know what's gonna happen. But if you can expand, give me flashbacks with Joel or Ellie or whoever, give me more cutscenes. Not cutscenes. Give me more of the story from those characters. That's what I'm very excited to end up seeing, and that's why I'm excited for the show. I would have watched the show regardless, but yeah.
Yeah. My big I don't know if worry might be too big of a word for it, but my big question is Bella Ramsey.
Yeah.
I have full faith in Pedro Pascal. I think he's great in everything he does. So I think he'll be great in this. My question is Bella Ramsey. I love her as Lady Mormont in Game of Thrones, but she was a very minor character with a big impact. And she always stole the scene she was in. But can she beat Ellie? Like, I know Ellie, and I love Ellie so much. I don't know her version of Ellie, and how she's going to portray that.
Sure. All right. Well, we'll find out this Sunday, at least with the first episode. I can't wait until we get into
I forgot it was
the ramp up to like the finale of this. That's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. I forgot it was this week. That's exciting.
Definitely. Next up, Simon Pegg has joined the cast of Hogwarts Legacy, where he will be portraying Headmaster Phineas Niglalis Black.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, sure. Some type of magical name there, you know what I mean? But yeah, Daniel, Simon Pegg, Hogwarts Legacy.
Let's go, my boy.
Yeah, that's fun, right?
Simon Pegg.
I read that. I was like, all right, cool. That sounds fun.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I think it was was it yesterday that I posted? I saw it and it was like,
yeah, I think
1 minute it posted. I was like, I'm sending it. Yeah, everybody's got to see that. Yeah, so I think this is it's related to he's related to Sirius Black, I'm pretty sure, right? Like a great uncle or something.
Must be.
Or a great grandfather or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's great. He Headmaster. Hopefully he's in it a lot, because I'm gonna be talking to him all the time.
Yeah. Can I bring him out on quests with me? Me and him go fight some trolls or whatever the fuck. That'd be fun.
Now we only need Nick Frost in this as well.
Who's Nick Frost? Is that that's the bigger guy? Oh, okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
We need him in it.
Yeah. Yeah, they revealed the full cast for this game. I didn't notice anyone else that recognizable, but I'm sure they're all credible voice actors. But yeah, we're only about a month out from this game, so we will see.
Yeah, exciting.
Definitely. Next up, Ubisoft has canceled 3 unannounced games and delayed its long in development Pirate Adventure Skull and Bones indefinitely.
Yeah, I think that they're still saying 2023 to maybe 2024.
Yeah, it's just delayed to the next fiscal year. So
yes, what that's telling me is if it has to release before the end of this fiscal year. If it doesn't, they're in serious trouble.
I mean, at this point, you might as well just put it out.
Yes, I know.
Whatever the fuck it is, you might as well just put it out.
Especially if it runs and it's playable. Like, what are they trying to change the game at this point? I don't understand.
Yeah, man, like I feel like that'd be Ubisoft's mindset with this game too, is just put it out already. Who cares? Like, this isn't even that like hyped up of a game. I don't even think it's gonna have like that big a player base at first, at least. Maybe they could build upon it, but yeah, I don't know, man. If they should have just stuck with the smart state, honestly, if it's in like a playable state or whatever, and because I don't even think the people that are excited for this would have bought it regardless, and that's not many people to begin with. So I don't know. You're gonna come out in the fall now, right? Probably, and it's just like it's probably gonna be busy around there too. This whole game has just been a roller coaster.
Yeah, I think it's 5 or 6 delays.
It's so long. I mean, how long have we been talking about Skull and Bones? You know what I mean? When was the original?
It's so long.
2017. Like, it's so long of this game. It's just crazy to me. It's just not even. It doesn't even look good. Like no one thinks it looks good. Like,
It looks
I
okay.
almost feel bad for it. Like it's just like okay, you're getting delayed again. Sorry, you don't look good, and no one cares. But you're getting delayed again. It's like all right, Jesus, what's going on here? This leads into Ubisoft as a whole for me. Is like what is going on over there? I just don't understand it with the whole Assassin's Creed thing. The whole we're making one Assassin's Creed game that's going to be infinite long. Mirage sounds cool to me, granted, right? Going back to the old school Assassin's Creed games, trying to make one last run at those. That's fun. We're not entirely sure what's going on with Far Cry right now. That Avatar game sounds cool, but we have yet to see anything from it. So who knows? That could be this year too. So they might even be stepping on their own toes with Skull and Bones need that.
Massive also has Star Wars.
Yeah, there's also that Star Wars game being developed in the background. It's just I don't know. We just feel like Ubisoft is so off track right now.
Yeah, Eves came out and said something like they were hurt by the soft sales of Mario and Rabbids. And it's like I don't think you could blame all of your woes on one game.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, he was blaming like games being like forever content, like live service games and games with big IPs and things like that. And it's like Mario is a huge IP.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You literally have Mario on your name.
Yeah, like Mario is in the title. What do you mean? Like that's one of the biggest IPs in games. Yeah. Rabbids is you're right. They're fairly big too. But like
maybe he was just thinking that's going to be one of those guaranteed above 10 million sellers, like all Switch exclusives, right? Maybe he thought that, but and it didn't end up getting there. But did the first one sell super well?
That's the question. I would need to see sales.
Yeah,
I would say probably not as well as some other Switch exclusives. It's the type of game that it is,
right?
As well. Like some people also just don't like Rabbids. I don't really like them that much, but I love those games. And then number two, it's like the type of game. It's just a strategy game.
Yeah.
Like how many people want to play strategy games?
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't be putting all your eggs in that basket, right?
Yeah, like. Maybe you just need. They have like 20,000 developers between different studios all over the world. They're huge. Like maybe you just need to be putting out more games. Remember in 2020 when they released like 3 games within a few months?
Yeah.
Like maybe you need to figure out how to release games in a better schedule, and not blame it on Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah. And then these 3 canceled games. What are we thinking about that? Like, and it's just I don't. What this makes me think is you guys are trying to be sold, right? And I think something came out earlier, right, where Ubisoft was trying to be sold, or they were like talking about being acquired by someone. I can't remember.
It's been over the past few years.
Yeah, and this makes me think they're canceling a bunch of shit that is kind of more risky, just so it looks better if they're being sold. Like, hey, look at this Assassin's Creed game we got coming, the Avatar game we got coming, the Star Wars game we got coming. Don't worry about this other shit because we're just canceling it anyways.
Yeah, do you remember in like 2017 or so, 2016 maybe, a while ago, Vivendi was trying to just take full control or majority control over them, and they were able to fight them away. And then you're right, now within the past like 2 years or so, maybe 2021, 2020, or late 2020, there's been a lot of talks of acquisitions for Ubisoft. I mean, you're right, it is starting to seem like maybe they will sell. They have a lot of valuable IP. I know people kind of hate on a lot of their games, but their IP is pretty valuable. I don't know who would really want to purchase them. I've been saying for, I don't know, since maybe the Bethesda acquisition that EA has been chomping. I told you EA is going to be buying something. I could see EA just buying Ubisoft.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing is like none of the big ones really need them, Like I don't think EA really needs all those. I mean, they'll take them, sure. Assassin's Creed's big, Far Cry's huge, Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia, stuff like that. Like they could do stuff with that, but like EA doesn't really necessarily need that. They have a good plan right now. I don't think Microsoft. No, they don't want that. They don't need all that.
I don't know. Microsoft might like the IP. I think anyone would like that IP.
Sure, but it's just like
you got Rainbow Six. That's awesome.
That's so much then on Microsoft's plate. Like that's so much more if the actor.
I'm not just saying them. I'm just kind of just saying anyone would want Rainbow Six or Far Cry or Assassins, right?
But then it's like PlayStation. No, you guys definitely don't need that. Nintendo. No, you guys definitely don't need that. Who else is left then? You're looking at like I think what it would end up being would be like,
Embracer.
yeah, see, they could take them.
That would suck.
If Embracer got the money together, I could see that, and they would. Not that they need them; they
They already
certainly
bought
don't.
way too much.
But it's like you might as well at that point, you know.
Get embraced.
What I think it'd end up being is Tencent. Probably it would probably end up being Tencent, or like Saudi Arabia would come in and buy these guys. That's probably what it would end up being.
That's why I hope not. That's why I say EA. Like I know you said that you don't really think they need them. I don't know. They really like annualization. They're getting better at not just relying on that now. Like to EA's credit, as much as we hate a lot of the things that they do, they've been doing a lot of good stuff more recently. Like I think giving them like Assassin's Creed and having them maybe keep more of a schedule with it. If EA could actually get a Assassin's Creed schedule down and maybe every 2 years actually release one, like I don't know, EA might really like that.
I just think nothing really changes if EA buys them. You know, I think they would just keep. I mean, obviously they're going to keep the developers and stuff, but like I just feel like they're not going to really do anything all that interesting with them. And I feel like EA has a really good plan right now. They're getting all their yearly money from their sports games, and then they're making these Marvel superhero games and Star Wars on the side, and those are going to be the games me and you look forward to, the really good AAA single player games, right? And you know, I think if they just bought Ubisoft, they would just be Ubisoft staying the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they have DICE and they have Respawn as well. That are Respawn's just killing it for them. Yeah, I don't know. I hope the best for Ubisoft. I mean, I think maybe someone would really want a bunch of developers around the world like that. You know, there's a lot of developers there. So.
Certainly, yeah. And they have so many studios too. That's the thing, is like that's a big undertaking for whoever does buy it. That's why I think it would be a Tencent or Saudi Arabia or some shit, you know.
Yeah.
Someone that doesn't control a bunch of other developers but has the money for it.
Yeah. I mean, like they are a very worldly developer and publisher. And I mean, a lot of people might have interest in it. What if like somebody like Square picks them up? I don't know. I know they just sold a lot of their
Square
Western
could
stuff.
afford that, right?
Or Sega. I don't know.
Could Sega afford that?
Maybe. I mean, Sega's been doing pretty well more recently. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll be curious to see if Ubisoft gets out the year without being acquired.
Yeah, that's a awful thing to say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, yeah, but it's true. That's the point we're
no,
at. Right now, right?
I know it is. It is true. I mean, that's all we've been getting is just acquisitions, right? It's just not going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we have taken a little pause here after the. I feel like the Activision Blizzard thing has really put a pause on the acquisition.
Not to PlayStation. They kept buying.
When was the last thing they bought?
A bunch of smaller things.
Yeah, they bought a bunch of smaller
But it was literally
ones.
Activision Blizzard. Then
it was
they bought,
like right after that, right? But I feel like PlayStation and Xbox are both like, hey, hold up, let's not buy anything for a minute because PlayStation's trying to prevent this from happening and Xbox is trying to make it happen. So neither of them can really move right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it looks worse either way. Like Xbox definitely can't, because then it's just like, wait, you guys are buying other things when you're trying to get this approved as well? Okay, fuck you. And then PlayStation is just like, well, you guys are going to do so well because you guys are acquiring more shit anyway. So it's like they're both at a standstill right now.
Yeah.
Nintendo swoops in, buys Ubisoft.
Nintendo swoops in.
Yeah, you know.
Woohoo.
All right, cool. Next up then. Some of the key talent behind Microsoft's Forza Horizon series has left Xbox Playground Games to form a new AAA studio called Maverick Games.
Yeah, there's some other key people in that, right? Let me click into that. There's someone from somewhere else, too, that I think I saw. Let me click in here real quick. I think they were from, like, EA or something. Let me see. What do you got for me, VGC?
X-Playground Studio art director Ben Penrose is Maverick's art director, while former EA experienced design director Ellie Marshall is the company's UX UI director.
Yeah, it looks like some people from Sumo, previously head of one of the Sumo digital teams, is coming here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Ali Marsh from EA Experience Design Director. That's who I thought I saw something about somebody from EA. But yeah. Interesting that someone is leaving Playground when that's one of Xbox's probably best studios right now. Actually, um, they're very large and they have two teams now. So I guess I don't think it's really that big of a blow. I don't think it's going to hurt Forza, and this guy probably had nothing to do with Fable either. So um, yeah, I guess just another big studio from someone, that someone created that we'll have to just keep an eye on.
Yeah, I wonder if the shift to Fable had anything to do with him leaving. Maybe he didn't want to work on Fable or something like that. I know you're saying
I think
there's
it's a
two
different
teams
team.
now, but
Yeah,
yeah, did they just hire up and just make a whole different
yeah.
team there then? Okay.
I think they've been hiring for years, trying to
Yeah. So
staff
maybe
up.
that's not the case then. But yeah, who knows? Good for them. Yeah, another new team to keep an eye on, I guess.
So many of these.
What do we think
teams
this
like
is? A racing game?
No, because then why would you not stay at Forza Horizon? It's literally like the best racing series right now. Like
Maybe you want to make his own though.
it could be, yeah, it could be a new IP, something like that. I mean, it could be just something. Take that experience and maybe do something a little bit more. I don't know. Try like the Crew. Something with a little
Ooh,
bit
the
more.
Crew.
Yeah, it wasn't the Crew the one where you can like also fly things and like do other vehicles and stuff, right? Was that the Crew?
I can't remember if that was the Crew, if that was the one where you drive around America.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. Maybe they want to do a game where you fly things and you can also drive things and you can go in water vehicles and things like that. Maybe they want to try to expand more and not just a car game.
Maybe he wants to make a kart racer.
We need more,
Need more.
good ones.
Yeah. Yet here you sit, not have played Crash Team Racing.
You're right. You're right.
sit,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the Game Pass when it comes to Game Pass after the acquisition.
You just need to buy it, and we'll get more kart racers.
I should just buy it. It was on sale. I think like
how much? It must have been like $5.
No, it was like 20, but it was around like Thanksgiving. I was like, should I buy it? There's a lot happening right now. I might not play it, but
it's the best kart racer that's ever been made.
No,
it's not even close. Honestly, it's not even close.
You know what it is?
I play Mario Kart, and I'm like, this is like the kids' version of kart racers.
So the best kart racer, I can't even remember the name, but it was a game I played on Game Boy Advance SP. It was a Cartoon Network kart racer.
I can tell you right now, the kart racer you played on Game Boy Advance SP is not better than Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, it is.
On Game Boy Advance SP.
Can you in Crash? Can you play as Ed, Edd and Eddy?
Fuck Ed, Edd and Eddy. You can play as fucking.
Why would you do that? They're children.
They can get it. They can get it.
Oh, no, no.
You set me up there. Okay. Okay, but you could play as Crash and all his friends and all his enemies.
But can you play as Johnny Bravo?
Fuck Johnny Bravo. Okay, that is kind of cool. I'll give you that. Okay, but none of them have the drifting mechanic from Crash Team Racing, so it doesn't matter.
Sure,
doesn't matter.
I want to look up this kart racer. I'll do it after the show because I need to know the name. It's hurting my brain.
Our last news story: reshoots for the long in development Borderlands live action film have been taken over by Deadpool director Tim Miller.
Yeah,
which is interesting. I thought you'd just like bring in some random guy when you need to do reshoots, not Tim Miller.
There might be connections there. It seems like Eli Roth that's his name, right?
The original director.
The original director? Yeah. It seems like Eli is he is like working on another project now. And it's only reshoots, so it's like I guess he can't come back to do them. And maybe Tim Miller has like connections with the producers and things, and he just was available. So I mean, Tim Miller's a legend, especially in the VFX.
I almost would have liked this more if Tim Miller was the director. Yeah. I mean, as a whole, it's like, oh, well, that would have been great. What the fuck, What has Eli Roth directed?
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah, he's more horror stuff. That's why when we did, I think it was 2020 when we talked about when they announced him as the director. He's very good at gore and blood and like very horror things. So he was gonna. I don't know if he could do the humor, but yeah, getting Tim Miller is interesting. He does do directing, but he is known for visual effects. Like Tim Miller's like the founder of Blur.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, like
Oh,
Tim
I
Miller's
did
a
not know
big
that.
deal in VFX industry. But like his big directing thing was obviously Deadpool. Um, it was kind of a project that he loved to do there. I don't think he did the sequel though. I think there was a little bit of him and Ryan Reynolds kind of fall out there. But yeah, having him do this, sure. I'm not really worried about this movie. I don't really know if it's going to be a good movie either. It's got a good cast.
Yeah, the cast is interesting. I don't know if I ever watch this. I don't know. It depends. I need
You
to
might
see
as
like a
well.
trailer. Well, I don't know. I've never even seen like the Uncharted movie or anything, so I don't know. I don't
It's
really
not.
care.
It's fine. You don't need to.
You're telling me the Borderlands movie is gonna be that much better than that, though? You know,
It'll probably be more enjoyable.
Eli Roth has directed Death Wish, Knock Knock, The
Hostile.
Green Inferno.
The Green Inferno is a messed up movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, he did direct Hostile. Oh,
Yeah,
I
he was
like the
Hostile.
first Hostile. Okay.
Yeah.
Cabin Fever.
Do you
Yeah,
remember?
he really is a horror director. Huh?
Yeah. So I was gonna say Cabin in the Wood, or what's the name of it? Cabin Fever. Have you seen that movie
No.
with Sean from Boy Meets World?
No.
You know Sean from Boy Meets World?
Yeah, I know Shop for Boy Meets
Okay,
World,
so
but I've never seen
Cabin in
this
the
movie.
Fever. Okay, I was gonna say he has a cameo in that. You would also know Eli because he does acting as well. He's an actor. If you have seen *Inglourious Bastards*, you've seen Eli Roth because he plays the Jew Bear.
Oh, okay.
He's the one with the bat, and he beat
Gotcha.
Nazis with the bat.
Oh, he
That's
was
Eli
good in
Roth.
that. He was good in
Yeah,
that.
he's a good actor too.
You know that was supposed
Um,
to be Adam Sandler?
As the Jew Bear.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino came out and said this
Really?
like recently. Yeah. He when he
Weird.
wrote the script, he was picturing Adam Sandler for that role.
Interesting. I mean, he went.
Would have been hilarious.
He got I like Adam Sandler, but Eli Roth was a better choice.
Yeah. Just what a world that would have been in, and some other multiverse. That would have been fun. Did you see that one guy's trailer for his new movie? Speaking of horror directors, the guy that directed Hereditary.
I did.
Yeah,
I love Ari Aster.
Yeah, did you see the trailer for his new movie?
I did.
Yeah. It looks trippy. I forget what
Really
it's called.
weird. Don't know what it's about, but really
I
weird.
don't either. I can't wait for it though. That guy's fucking
Yeah.
great.
He-
Phoenix.
Somebody needs to check in on Ari Aster.
Yeah, he's not right in the head.
Yeah,
Or maybe don't,
he might be
because he's making some good films. So
it might be a cry for help. I don't know.
yeah, maybe.
Like his first two movies are pretty messed up.
Hereditary scared the fucking shit out of me. I saw that.
That's
in
an
theater.
awesome movie.
Like, dude,
You saw it in the theater?
Yeah.
Wow.
The last 15 minutes of that movie scared the shit out
That's
of
an
me.
intense movie.
Like, Jesus, it's really not scary until like the last 20 minutes. Then it
It's
just gets
intense most of the
horrifying.
movie though.
Yeah, it's very intense, but man, that movie's great. Midsommar
How did the
too.
theater react to Tony Collette like
Bro,
crying
it was
for
like
like 5
midnight,
minutes?
and there was like it was like me and like two friends in there, and like a couple other
Okay.
people. So yeah, there wasn't like
I
a
was
big
gonna say,
reaction or anything.
I would love to know how a theater would react to her crying for like 5 minutes.
I just remember
Like,
walking out of that, and we were all just like, "What the fuck did we just watch?" Jesus Christ, I felt fucked up.
Midsummer is great.
Midsummer is great. Yeah,
Florence Pugh is amazing. So
yeah,
anything
she's
she does is
incredible in that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that guy's next movie. All right, Daniel, that's gonna do it for the news this week. We'll now move on to what we've been playing. Daniel, what have you been playing?
Still kind of hammering away at Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Nice.
It's just a very long game. Like I'm trying to at this point, I'm just doing story mission when I can.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just not doing as much of the side stuff as my like. You could just do missions, just keep doing just side missions that aren't main missions just to get resources. And I'm just kind of like at this point, I'm just gonna keep doing the. Sometimes they'll like stop you and say you need to do one side mission, then you can go do the main mission. I'm like, okay, I'll do the side mission, but I am just focused on trying to complete the game now. But it's a great game. I want to give a shout out because I do every time she's in a game. Laura Bailey plays Magic, the X-Men, the younger sister of Colossus.
I'm not familiar with this character.
She's newer X-Men. If you've seen the trailer, she's the one with the sword.
Okay.
She's like the blonde lady with the sword. She basically can like create a portal to like a different realm, to like limbo. She's pretty cool. But Laura Bailey does like a Russian accent She's Russian, like Colossus.
Cool, cool.
But just a shout out to Laura Bailey. She's great in everything she ever does.
She voiced anyone else in the game?
I don't think so.
No.
If anything, it might be just little things, but I think it's just magic. Yeah, I'm still enjoying the game a lot. I think more people need to play it. It's really cool. Like the combat's just so fun. Like having a card game, but also like just the strategy behind leveling up your cards and doing the things outside of the combat are pretty fun too.
Yeah, I do feel like the game's getting a little like forgotten about. You know, it's not being like
Definitely.
that. I feel like we all moved into like game of the year conversation so quickly, and not a lot of people checked it out over like Christmas break or anything. I think it's just the timing of the release and all that. But yeah.
Yeah. That early December release probably didn't help it, but that's okay. Maybe this will just be a cult classic.
Something like that. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Not really. I haven't had as much game time this week. I don't really think I've checked out anything. I'm trying to like get through this so I can beat Bloodborne. I still want to go back and finish it.
Oh, okay, better hurry up. We're getting close to new games coming out.
I know.
It's too much.
I know. Maybe I should just beat Bloodborne. Maybe that's just what I do.
Yeah, focus on that. You
Yeah.
got like 2 weeks here, so.
I mean, really, what's the next game I even want to play? It might just be Hogwarts.
Oh, it's not
You know
till
what I mean?
Hogwarts, really? Okay.
I mean, that's a game I really want to play. I mean,
Okay.
really, this month it might just be for Spoken, and if it doesn't review well, I don't really want to check it out.
Yeah, I've pretty much written that one off already. But I don't know. Maybe it comes
Yeah,
out.
I'm waiting
super
for
well
reviews.
and I buy it, but I don't know. I don't really want to play that before Hogwarts either. You know, like another somewhat like magic-y
Sure.
open world game.
That's why I said
you
like
know?
Hogwarts is the next one I really want to play.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
I really don't want to like get super into Forspoken and then Hogwarts comes out and it's like, oh, okay, another one. I'm like, I don't want that. Seems like bad vibes.
Yeah, and I have Persona 3 and 4 already pre-downloaded, but it's like, when am I going to play them? I'm not going
Yeah.
to play them right away, but I want to play both of them.
Yeah, if you don't start it right away, because that would take you right up to Hogwarts easily. I mean, just
I
one of
mean,
those,
I would
right?
be able to beat either one probably.
Yeah, probably not. So, all right. For me then, what have I been playing? I've been playing a lot. Still
Okay.
chipping away at Final Fantasy Crisis Core, going for that platinum. At this
How's that
point
going?
where I gotta upgrade you gotta get 100% on the DMW things, the random summons.
Oh, each
and
of the
all that
characters?
shit. Yeah, each of the characters. And to do that, you need to get all the memories, so you need to see all the cutscenes for that like kind of randomly pop up, you know. And to do that, you kind of just got to get lucky and randomize it. But I've gotten all of them except Genesis at this point, and there's like an item, there's an accessory you can put on to make it so the Genesis one pops up more than more often
Does
than
that
not.
have an item for all of the different ones then?
Yeah. Every character,
Okay.
not all the summons have that, but every
okay.
character has that. So you can do that for all of them. But yeah, Genesis is like the hardest one I know. I've been reading online. Everyone has a problem with Genesis. But you can just leave it running on a certain mission and just like don't press pause or anything and just like have enemies hit you and you could just, you know, just let the game run for like 6 hours and you'll eventually get it. So I'm gonna probably just do that at some point. And then
Is that platinum really that worth it that much?
yeah, fuck yeah, why not? I mean, it's not like I gotta do anything, right?
Yeah, true.
Like, I can literally just leave it running and then go play Vampire Survivors, so it doesn't fucking matter.
He's just sitting there just playing Vampire
Yeah,
Survivors.
like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's worth it. Why not? Because I also really want to see this secret boss. It's supposed to be the hardest boss in the game, and people like really been hyping that one up online, and they're saying that one's like really hard. And I'm like, okay, I gotta see this. I want to see what that's like. But apparently, you get armor too at some point that is like maximum health, and like you can't take damage or anything. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get that, turn that on, and this will be fucking easy. Great, can't wait. So yeah, I'm doing that, working on it. It's taking a little while, longer than I thought for that platinum. Then I'm also working on Neon White's platinum.
How's that going?
It's gone. It's difficult, man. That's a hard one. This will be one of those where I probably just leave Neon White downloaded for a while and keep popping back in.
You might as well anyway. It's neon white.
Yeah, it is neon white, right? It's a great game. Love playing it. At least that game is just very fun to play. So it's like
Yeah.
at no point am I just like sick of playing it. So it's like, okay, well, I can just chip away at this platinum. Gonna be a very hard one to get. I haven't even gotten to the hell rushes yet. So, and those are the things that are really worrying me because you only get one life on those, and you got to get through all the levels of all the different characters, and that's scary. Very
Yeah,
scary.
that's intense. That
Yeah,
is intense.
I saw someone do it on YouTube for White's Rush, and I'm just like, oh man, you gotta have all.
So how long would that be?
It's about 40 minutes for White. The rest are pretty quick, right? Because it's like you do the side missions for Red, all together it's probably like 8 minutes, something like that,
Yeah.
But White's is 40 minutes pretty much for all.
And you can't die a
all
single
time. Yeah, you can't die a single time on the Hell Rushes in particular. So it's like, oof, it's gonna be rough.
That's
There's a couple levels where you just like run into stuff, and it's like, okay, I mean, because what'll end up happening to me is like I'm gonna end up getting like halfway through it, and then you'll get into the harder levels, and I know damn well I'm gonna die, and then it's just gonna be like, oh, I just put in like 30 minutes just to die, And it's like, oof, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be a tough pill to swallow when that happens. But I guess I'll just like keep trying the later missions and just like try to remember them more, get them down, just know the pass well, and it should be all right. There's even some longer missions, like the final mission in particular is pretty long.
Oh, that final mission's intense.
Yeah, it's intense, and that's the one like, dude, I'm so scared to get there on the Hell Rush, and like be on the last mission and you just can't die. It's like, oof, that's gonna be.
Can you pause the run, like the whole Hell Rush thing?
I'm sure you can press pause. Yeah.
Okay, but you can't. You can't like pause here, come back to it.
Yeah, I mean you couldn't like close the game or anything, right? But yeah,
okay.
I'm sure you could pause in that moment. It's gonna be a sweaty time whenever I get into that. And then,
whoa.
Yeah, very sweaty. What happened?
No, there was just. Did you not hear that?
No.
It literally sounded like a lightning strike just exploded outside of my window. Jesus.
Devil walks in like, oh no, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm surprised you didn't hear that.
And then I've been playing a bunch of Vampire Survivors. I got
Let's
really
go.
into that over the weekend. Yeah, hell yeah, it's a great game. I can't make it very far. I've only been making it to like, I think the highest I got is like level 13. But yeah, I've been having a really good time with that, man. That game's really fun, really addicting.
So are you only playing as Antonio, or are you playing? Have you tried?
No, I got like the magic guy right now. I don't know what the fuck his name is.
Okay.
The third one you unlock. That's the main one.
Yeah, so there's the magic girl that shoots the. Is the first one shoot the wand, or is the guy shoot the wand?
I think the guy shoots the wand. The guy shoots the blue wand, whatever that is.
Yes, that's the wand. Because then the girl, the second character, the girl, she shoots the rune tracer, which is like that little thing that bounces around.
Yeah, bounces. It's like a ninja star.
Yeah, it's like a QB looking.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that thing is. But yeah. So the magic, the wand. If you can evolve the wand, it gets crazy because it doesn't stop shooting and it targets the closest person to you.
Oh, okay.
So
that'll work out better.
Yeah, you need to evolve the wand.
So should I not focus so much on getting different weapons? Should I focus more on upgrading the one?
No, I mean you want to do both.
Okay.
You want to do both, but I would also recommend not just targeting weapons. Target some of the passives. Like one of my favorites is just the crown. I forget what the full name is. I
thought that just gave me more experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you want.
And if you max that out, you're just getting experience like crazy. Getting the clover's really good. It gives you your luck up. So every time you get a chest, you have a higher chance of getting better things. Getting like that passive orb thing, so you can suck up the XP from a further distance is really good too. The laurel is one I would recommend for you. You don't take damage with like the charge and stuff. Yeah, you just kind of have to mess with the stuff, try to see what evolves what and what.
Yeah, because I do seem to be hitting a wall around like 11, 12. That level.
Yeah. There are like waves. Like you'll start noticing the more you play, even different levels. Like you'll hit a certain time, and it's like, okay, this is a spike of difficulty right here. And if you're just not dealing enough damage, you're probably just going to be dead at that point.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep chipping away on it. It's a very fun game. I always get home from work and I'm just like, all right, let's play a little Vampire Survivors.
Let's play a level.
You know what I mean? Look at my Xbox controller. I'm like, all right, let's go here. And
that
ends up
music
being like an
for
hour
that first
later,
level,
and I'm just like, I played it like 4 times. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
Move
that
on.
music for the first level is really good.
It is, yeah. Music's very good in that game. But yeah, that's about it. My first game this year beat Dead Space for sure. So
Okay, sweet.
I'm looking forward to that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like what, a week and a half away or something like that.
Yeah, I know. I think it's the 27th, so right at the end of January there.
Okay, a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks. So, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. Then that'll roll me right into Hogwarts. So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
And then what? What's after that? Atomic Heart, February 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Games are coming. It's March. March is the big month where it's like, okay,
Yeah, that's where it's
March
really
is
gonna
fucking
pop.
nuts. All right, Daniel. We will now move on to the game.
Yeah.
What is the game?
When Daddy's away, the boys will play.
Fuck yeah.
I chose another tier maker. It didn't have everything I wanted on it, but we'll get to that. We are going to be ranking. We've done the Kingdom Hearts games.
Mhm.
Now we're going to do the characters. And there is so
All
many
right,
characters.
Let's go. Everyone's
Um,
Xehanort. Xehanort number 1. We're done.
You have to remind me names and things like that. I'm pretty.
I
I know
probably
most.
don't got them all down.
But there are 3 characters that are not on here
Okay.
that I would like to, which is the Birth by Sleep, the trio. They're not on here.
Terra, Aqua, and Vents? No?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
It's just this. It's just this one that I have.
Okay.
They're just not here. But I guess you tell me how you want to start it here. Do you want to just start with
Sora?
like
Start with Sora.
Sora?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sora.
Well, yeah,
Non
like
S
Sora.
tier.
Yeah.
Non S tier. Sora is he's Goku. You know, he's your overly positive protagonist, and you know I like him for that. But he's an idiot, especially in the third game. And but yeah, I like Sora. I like his optimism. You know,
So that's what I was gonna say. Is that
Yeah.
he's very about friendship and optimism, and he's very cares for his friends.
exactly. He's very one note though. Is the Sora's problem. I would like some more dynamic to Sora in future games. You know what I mean?
There's a
But,
better protagonist in the series.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, you know, as much as I love Sora, I gotta put him in A.
I think A is perfect for Sora.
Yeah.
I really do. I guess we'll just
Big
keep going with
shoes.
the trio. Big shoes, of course.
Big old.
We'll keep
shoes.
going with that original trio. I guess you want to do Kyrie next, or you want to do Riku next?
Do Kyrie.
Okay, Kyrie. I like Kyrie.
Yeah,
I
like
just
Kyrie
don't. I
quite
feel
a
like they
bit.
don't know ever what to do with Kyrie.
Yeah, exactly.
think
They're
that's
always
the
like,
problem.
I don't know what to do with you, Kyrie. Whatever. We'll just,
Yeah.
which is like Kingdom Hearts 2. It's just like, okay, we'll just show a cutscene with you every, you know, 2 worlds, and then you'll come in at the end. That's it. That's all that matters. And yeah, Kyrie's a good character though. She's I don't know. I'd probably go A with her too, honestly.
You think A? See, I was
Yeah.
actually gonna go. I was gonna use the scale here and kind of thinking like long term. I think a C.
C. Okay.
And I don't even mean that as in like a bad C. Like I think like I like Kyrie. I just don't really
Sure.
get a
She
lot.
needs her time to shine. I've always wanted a Kyrie spin-off game. You know what I mean?
Something.
She got the Keyblade at the end of.
Isn't 3, right?
No, I think it was at the end of Dream Drop Distance. She got the Keyblade, and it was you know, it was leading into 3. I've always wanted. I know
Okay.
she's supposed to be part of Melody and Memory quite a bit, but that game's
Yeah.
only cutscenes, so it's just like, okay, I don't know how much she is involved in that. I really got to play that game, but yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted I've always had an idea for a Switch spin-off game that was that was Kyrie focused. Like that would have been great. You know, give me something like that. You know, Kyrie needs her time to shine. But yeah,
Yes.
let's settle at B since you're at I'm
Okay.
at A, you're at
Okay,
C.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. What about Riku?
Riku's ass fucking tier. Baby.
Riku's
Let's
ass
go.
tier,
Riku's the
come
best
on.
character in the fucking series. Come on now.
Riku's so cool.
Riku's so
The
fucking
homie.
cool. Dude, Riku
Yeah,
is
he
the
is.
most badass motherfucker around. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he
Silver
is.
hair, badass sword, especially in the first game. Yeah, and he's your emo boy, you know what I mean? He's around there, he's crying, he's fighting the darkness in his heart, you know what I mean? He's got a lot of problems and you love him for it.
The edge. He's on the
Oh, yeah,
edge.
you know, he's badass, you know,
Yeah.
all the men want to be him, all the girls want him, you know what I mean?
I mean, I want him to. You know.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I wouldn't be opposed.
Next, let's do Mickey Mouse, one of the most powerful people in the entire world.
Let's go. Mickey's badass in these games,
Yeah, he
though.
is.
You know what I mean? I love
So,
his
Mickey's so
intro in 2, where he comes down and like Sora, Donald, and Goofy are like surrounded by Heartless, and he jumps off the roof and he like slashes through him, and you just see his ears poking out of that. He's got that fucking hood on to try to hide his identity, but it's like, dude, we know you're Mickey Mouse. Who else would you be, man? But yeah, it's interesting how much of a character they make out of Mickey Mouse in these games. He's very like
King Mickey.
serious. Yeah. He's King Mickey. He's very he's serious. He's trying to get shit done. He's the get shit done guy in these games, you know.
Yeah, he's also the mentor to our boy Riku.
Yeah, he's mentor to Riku. Yeah, I don't know. I put him in A, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was feeling. I don't know if he's S as much as I like him.
Sure.
Do you think he's better than Sora? I would say no.
No, yeah.
Sora, we also just get more. Do you want to do Mini? Mini's even less.
Nah, yeah, we don't have to do Mini.
What about Daisy? Even less as well.
Nah, yeah, I wouldn't do characters like that.
Okay. Now we're gonna do the squad here.
Okay.
Which one do you want to start with?
Do Birth by Sleep Squad.
No.
What do you mean?
Our squad first.
Oh, Donald and Goofy?
Yeah.
Oh, do Donald.
Okay, Donald first. Where does Donald go?
Donald's great, man. He's a little asshole in these games.
Yeah, he is.
He's just got a little attitude the whole time. It's fucking great.
Yeah, he always does, of course.
He's questioning everyone. It's like, all right, come on, Donald, just shut up. Heal me already, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, down points for Donald because he always uses the fucking heal when I need him to use something else at the time. You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus, Donald, come on, man. Or he'll be like, I need to be healed, and he'll use Thunder, and I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking here, Donald? Probably go A with Donald too.
Okay. Okay, we'll do him behind Mickey though.
Okay, that's cool.
Excuse me. What about Goofy?
Goofy's great too in these games, man.
Gosh, Connor.
Gosh. Ernie gets hit in the head with a rock, and you think he's fucking
he's just dead.
They go on so long too, making you think Goofy just died.
You think he's dead for?
It's like
so
2
long.
hours. You're like, the Goofy just fucking died. He got hit in the head with a fucking rock. They literally just killed Goofy with a headshot. Like, what the fuck? Donald's pissed too the whole time, you know. But yeah, he's great. He's your lovable companion in these games, and he's Sora's best friend. And yeah, he's lovely.
Is he better than Donald?
No,
I don't think so either.
Yeah, put him in B.
Oh, you think that puts him down to B? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. We'll put him at top of B.
Okay.
Put him at top of B. Should we do? Okay, so what about this trio here? If you tell me if you want to do them, because they're characters but not huge. Jiminy, Dale, and Chip.
Yeah, I wouldn't do any of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give them a shout out though. Chip,
A
Dale, and
little shout
Jiminy,
out,
the
yeah.
homies.
Yeah.
The homies. Okay. What about the Final Fantasy crew here? Do them.
I don't know how much I'd do of them either.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna ask. We have Squall, Aerith, Yuffie, Sid, and then we also have Cloud and Sephiroth.
Yeah, I wouldn't do them either. There's
You
too
wanna
many
do
like
any of
main
them?
characters I would focus on before like ranking all these guys. You know.
Okay.
Plus, they're not in 3, which was the biggest disappointment of that game.
I know that is
Horrible.
honestly is like we need to bring them back.
Horrible.
Okay, let me look here. You tell me if there's any random Disney characters you want to do. Like, do you want to do?
Yeah, there isn't a lot of Disney characters I would pick from, except Maleficent. Maleficent is a mainstay character in these games.
Okay, or the one I was gonna throw is Hercules.
I wouldn't put Hercules in there either.
Okay, I'm just asking. Because they have a bunch of them.
I would do Maleficent and Pete.
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet. I probably hear some.
I would do them, and then I would do the main trios, of course.
Where is Maleficent and Pete? Okay, here's Maleficent. I'm trying to find. I'm gonna while we talk about that, I'm gonna find Pete. So
Okay.
what about Maleficent?
Maleficent's pretty good in these games, actually. I don't remember her movie quite well with Sleeping Beauty. I don't remember what she's like in there, but she's a really great antagonist in these games, especially the first game. Man, she's evil as fuck.
I mean, Seems like she might be the main one of the whole franchise at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting there at this point.
Well, I guess
It was
spoilers
funny
for
too.
3.
Well, dude, 3 was just like an entire. She didn't even do anything in 3. 3 felt like a build up for her character to come up in the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
100%.
yeah, it was honestly very odd when I played through 3 that she like didn't really have much to do. But I do think she is almost the main antagonist throughout these whole games, except obviously Xehanort had his whole saga, but
He was just a pawn.
for Maleficent's plan, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, I'd put her in A.
Okay.
I think she's a great villain.
Okay,
really
sure. Where an A?
What do we have top A? Sora?
We have Sora top of it.
I'd put her right below that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like Sora better than. I can't find Pete in this one either.
Okay, cool. Because Pete's a C. I can just put him there right
We could just
now.
put Pete at C, sure. Pete's fine.
Pete's annoying
he's kind of the brute kind of character.
I mean, he's Maleficent's idiot. You know what I mean? Her idiot henchman. You know what I mean? That's all he's there for. And he has some really fun stuff with like his past with Mickey, Donald, and Goofy that gets brought up in 2, especially. And that type of stuff's fun. Annoying boss fights with Pete, but yeah, he's just always got to be there. You know, all of a sudden you're in fucking the hell world, the hell part in Hercules, and Pete's there. It's like, what are you doing here, bro? Go home.
I guess yeah. Then before we get to a lot of those other villains, do you want to do the Birth by Sleep trio?
Yeah.
It's like yeah, I'm looking. I don't. They're not here. I don't. Like I don't see them here at all.
Okay, well, Birth by Sleep 2 is Ventus, Aqua, and Terra.
Ventus, Aqua, Terra. So
and they are all fucking S, bro. They're all great characters, man.
We're gonna have to put them in here. They all are S. You're right.
Yeah.
Ventus might be the one to drop to A for me.
Okay, I could agree with that for sure. But Ventus I think Ventus is still a better character than Sora. I think there's a lot more depth with Ventus too, especially when you get into like what happens after Birth by Sleep and stuff like that.
I would argue Ventus is just slightly below.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
For me, for me. But that's just because I do like Sora.
Okay.
I don't love Sora, but I like Sora. What about next? Who do you want to do?
And then Terra and Aqua kind of.
Terra and Aqua both S.
Go together with a lot of stuff because just the stuff with
their story
and stuff like that. Yeah, and their story is very connected. And but I think Aqua's great, man. Aqua is a great protagonist. And
Aqua's my favorite character. I would put Aqua above Riku.
Yeah, I'd put Aqua at number 2, but we can put her wherever. But yeah, sure. Aqua's a great character, man. And then I'd put Terra right below that.
Yeah, I'd put Terra at number 3, then Riku, and then Aqua at number 1. But we could do I could be okay with Riku being above Aqua.
Okay, let's go Riku 1, then Aqua 2, Terra 3.
Then what about Yin Sid? Should we do Yin Sid?
No.
Okay. I just saw him. I didn't know if you want to do. So you want to start doing some villains now?
Sure. Got like
Or hold on. I gotta get my boy. Roxas, bro.
Oh yeah, we're forgetting about Roxas's crew, bro.
Come on.
Roxas, Axel, and what the fuck's the girl's name?
Sheena.
It's funny because everyone forgets her.
Yeah,
like literally in the game, the plot is people forget her.
Yeah.
Sheena. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you got to do that whole crew next, I think.
Yeah. Let me find Axel next. There he is. Okay, so we'll do Roxas, Shino, and Axel.
Roxas is great. Roxas is better than Ventus and Sora.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, a lot of depth.
Roxas is my boy.
Roxas is like the saddest fucking story.
It's depressing.
It's so sad, bro.
It's so depressing.
So sad. He just gets forgotten about. He's literally no one. Like he's literally not supposed to exist, and people just forget about him. And it's just like, man, he's such a great character though too. But they did officially bring him alive somehow in 3. I can't remember how exactly.
They put him into like a random like
clone body
thing, like a clone body, and then he became a real boy.
And now they're all actually alive, which is cool. Can't wait to see how that actually continues. But yeah, I'd put him in S for sure.
For sure.
I'd put him one above Terra.
I was gonna say I think he's better than Terra. Personally, I honestly, I might like him better than Riku. But
Wow, that's a
um,
statement.
it is, and Roxas is my boy.
I would go
Um,
Riku, Aqua, Roxas.
okay, so okay, that's fine. I will concede to putting him behind Riku, but Roxas, I like Roxas a
Yeah, great character.
lot. What about Shiho?
Ooh, oh Shion.
Or Shion? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I'm sorry,
Shion,
sorry.
Shiho.
Shion,
No, whatever.
Shiho,
She's
Shion.
great too, man. You don't get a lot of her. You get like
No, I wanted more.
yeah. I mean, obviously she's one of the main characters in 355/2.
The most underrated Kingdom Hearts game.
It really is, man. I played that on DS. That was a good game back then. You know what I mean? Now it's just you have to play it in cutscenes. I've always wanted them to like kind of remake that and like make it a full game on consoles somehow. That'd be a lot of work, but I'd love to see that. But yeah, it's a great game. You get majority of her there, and then you just get hints of her until 3, and then you get a good amount of her in 3. Still not enough. I would like another spin-off game with this trio, if I'm being honest. Like I could totally use that. Yeah. I'm really disappointed they haven't done I was expecting a Switch spin-off game at some point this generation for sure. I thought that was a lock, but they never ended up pulling the trigger, and it seems like we're just heading straight to 4 now, which I guess is cool. But
I guess give us another big game, right?
yeah, I mean that's cool, but it's like I like my random spin-offs here too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is
But
she
yeah,
better than? So where I'm looking is B. Is she better than
okay.
Kyrie? I think I like Kyrie more. As much as I think we got more Shion
Yeah,
than Kyrie, I like Kyrie a little bit more.
yeah. She again, it's just not enough time with Shion.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm fine with one below Kyrie. She is Kyrie's nobody too, so
No,
isn't she?
no,
What was she? Was she Sora's nobody?
no. There is a Kyrie connection, but we
Yeah.
can do her nobody. I forget the
Who was
nobody's
Kyrie's
name.
nobody?
It's the one from Chain of Memories.
Which one?
The blonde girl from Chain of Memories.
Oh,
I don't remember her name.
Naomi? Naomi?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
something
not
like that.
Naomi or
No,
Naomi.
you're right. You're right.
Nami, right?
I forget what Shion is exactly.
He was like a.
She's somehow connected to Sora and Kyrie, though.
Yeah, there is a connection there. I forget exactly.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go freshen up on my Kingdom Hearts lore. I'm
So
sorry.
do you want to do Nami then, real quick?
Yeah, Nami.
We're talking about
she's really good too.
I really like her. She's the best. One of the best parts of Chain of Memories.
Yeah, she's great in 2 as well. I put her bottom A, I think.
Behind Donald.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about the homie? Axel, baby.
Axel's fucking great, bro.
Dude,
Axel's
Axel's
great
great.
at the end. He's like, yeah.
Oh
Go,
my god, when he gets the
Let's go.
keyblade,
It's such a hype moment.
Let's go.
Yeah, awesome boss fights too. I love the one in 2 in the beginning of 2. Like lets the fire all around you and stuff. That one's really fun. Another tragic character. A lot of tragic characters in this fucking series.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole series.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, Axel's great. He's so cool. I put him in S for sure. Go bottom S.
Bottom S.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, even all the way up to Sora and spoilers, his death. Like even Sora, like
yeah,
tragic.
Yeah, he did die. Yeah.
yeah. We'll get him back.
Oh yeah.
I guess I don't know. Should we do Ansel?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do him.
What was this red version? I forget this one.
The red version of what?
Of Ansel.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
You remember the red one? He had like the mask was the version of him before he reveals himself? Is that what it was?
and he looks like Sora when he has the mask off, right?
No, not that one. He's
one.
wearing like red with like, and he has like a thing on. It's a different.
Oh, that's
Is
that's
that
like the
Ansel?
main scientist. That's a
Yeah. Isn't his name not Ansel?
No, I think it's Ants. Isn't it Ansem?
Ansem. That's what it is.
It's Ansem, but that's like the real Ansem. See, then Ansem got because he died, and then he got split into a Heartless and a Nobody. The Heartless version is Ansem, the main antagonist of 1, and then the Nobody is you don't really get a lot of him besides in 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even those main villains, I would just do Xehanort now, because really all these are Xehanort.
Yeah, I really like the
There's a lot of Organization 13 members that I really like too, but we're not.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and do all those.
For some reason, they have the Roxas version on here as well. Like, why is there 2 different versions of Roxas?
There's probably some weird lore reason.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him. I don't see the bald Xanord here.
Yeah, that's like the main antagonist there. The whole thing. We could just do him.
Okay.
I think he's a good protagonist. I think he got very confusing or antagonist, but he got very confusing in 3.
I mean, it's really where you get most of him.
Yeah. Well, you get a lot in Dream Drop Distance too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's where
Birth by Sleep actually. Birth by Sleep, you get a fuck ton
say,
of him too. Yeah.
You get a decent amount there. That's like setting him up though.
Yeah.
It's mostly in 3 is when you kind of get his plans and.
Yeah, actually, Dream Drop Distance is more young Xehanort, who's also a very good character. I would actually say he's better than the main Xehanort that we get.
Yeah.
But they're all the same person. Yeah, it's just his motivations just end up getting very confusing. It's like harder to put together. I don't know. I'd put him B, I guess.
Bottom of B.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I like Shion better.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. Shout out to Spock though. He's dead now, but
Which one?
the dude that voices him, the Spock.
Oh,
I forget his name.
Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, rest in peace, Leonard
yeah.
Nimoy. Of course.
I'd say we'd wrap it up there because that's kind of like the main.
Sure.
Crew.
I mean, you're still missing like
There's a lot
like
of really cool
Yin Sid
characters. Yeah.
Ansem.
Yeah.
The scientist Ansem.
Just a lot of fucking characters in this series, though. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really do any of the Disney.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we could
Or
be here all
Cloud.
day. Like, you want to do all Organization 13? Like, we'll be here all.
Yeah,
day.
we didn't do
You know
any
what I mean?
Organization 13 other than
We'll be here all night.
Axel and
And there's
Roxas.
2 Organization 13, so it's like, okay, great. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the Nerdcast podcast, episode 153. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdicgods. You can also find us on all audio platforms. Daniel, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, next week, cross our fingers. We should be doing our Game of the Year episode.
It's supposed to be this week. Sims had a delay.
Supposed to be this week. Yeah, Sims had to delay it again, but we will be doing it. We plan on doing it next week.
Hopefully. At this point, we'll just push it to the end of 2023, and then we'll mix in the 2. You know what I mean?
No, we're not doing that. No way.
That'll be fun. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.